And then there was Mark Bolan used to come round and play, and so did Cat.
So were Cat Stevens and Mark Bolan... Well, Cat Stevens would have been famous by then. Had Mark Bolan had success then?
I think he was just started taking off then. And Elton John used to come round as well, and that's... and people just used to hang out, and we'd have tea and for like hours and hours on end.
I think I've heard Elton talking about you before, you know. I can't remember when, in an interview. I'm sure he's mentioned you. Maybe he was talking about those days.
Yeah, well, my sisters sung with Elton as well, because a couple of sisters sing as well. So, yeah, he used to come round, and I always remember he was always wore these, you know, flowery trousers, and Mark Bolan had these tap shoes from Manello and David, and I went out and bought some as well. Mark was lovely. He was really lovely, yeah.
And do you know, you're not unlike his wife, Gloria Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Are you? I mean, facially...
Well, we're both black.
Well, yeah, I know, but you know what I mean. I saw a picture of Gloria the other day, and actually I can kind of see a similarity. Hi, who's that?
She had a good voice as well.
Oh, yeah, great voice. Hi, who's this?
Hi, Mr. T.
Hello, Mr. T. Bad line. Can you pick your phone up?
Hold on a second. Can you hear me now?
No. You're on the hands-free, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, we can... Every time you use this, we kind of get this... It sounds like you're not earthed properly.
I'll have to call you back then.
All right, call us back. Okay, thank you very much. That was Mr. T in Portsmouth. Hi, line 3.
Is that me?
Clive Cash, you're through to Linda Lewis.
Hello. Is that the Linda Lewis that is on the... Because I've just been shopping in town, and I've been in Beavis, and they always play your radio station in there. So I was having a listen. I'm thinking, is that the Linda Lewis?
Yeah.
The Linda Lewis.
Yeah, I guess so.
Steve Harley and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, that's me.
I cannot believe it. They've really got some good people in now. You're fantastic. Linda, I'm bowled over. I'm absolutely daunted now.
No, it's Linda who should be impressed, because she's talking to you. This is Clive Cash. He's Britain's worst ever bank robber.
Is he?
Yeah, we know him, yeah.
Tell Linda about your bank robberies, Clive.
No, I'd rather hear about Mark Bolan and stuff, but... Look, I was the worst bank robber in the world.
He went to Dartmoor and he paid...
Did you? Oh, I'm really into criminals.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, you know, I'm really interested.
I'm completely retired.
He was a shambolic bank robber, Linda.
Oh.
He terrorised some poor people, but he didn't have a getaway car. He didn't seem to have much of a plan, but he tried to rob banks.
Oh.
He did 2 in one day and got 200 quid.
Yeah.
He got 7 years for it.
Oh, you didn't?
Yes, I did.
That's not fair.
But when I was in prison, I learned to read and write. I got educated. I got some therapy about why I did my crimes, and I hope I helped a lot of people along the way that sort of, you know, took the bravado out of some of the crimes that they did, because there's no bravado in it at all.
No. Do you have a sort of a thing that you help? You know, do you have a place, a setup where you help people?
No,
I
try to establish stuff like that, but I guess the only link that I have with trying to make, you know, awareness of rehabilitation and try to help criminals is this very radio station that Alex allows me to speak on occasionally.
Well, I'm glad you called.
Well, what did you want to ask Linda anyway, Clive?
Well, as I say, I'm shopping in town, and I just went into Beavis. And
not shoplifting, just shopping.
Shopping.
Oh dear, I'm absolutely blushing. Of course I haven't been.
So am I. I'm blushing too.
Yeah, no, I just couldn't believe that it was the real Linda Lewis, so I just wanted to check that out. I mean,
Well, listen, have a look in some shops and see if any of my records are in there.
I will.
Because what you have to do is, if they're at the back, you have to put them in the front.
Do you do that in HMV?
That's what I do. I go around all the record shops.
Linda, sorry, hang on, Clive. I'll be back in a sec. What's it like when you go into a record shop? This must have happened to so many people, and you see you're in the bargain bin.
I haven't been in the bargain bin
You've
yet.
never been in the bargain bin?
Not that I've noticed.
That would break my heart if I could see my material in the bargain bin. I'd be putting it back on the top shelf.
Oh yeah. I always put me in the front.
Anything else, Clive?
Yeah, I got my cream of Steve Harley, Cockney Rebel, out of the bargain bin, actually.
Did you?
Yeah. That's a great thing about some of the music I listen to, Jethro Tull and stuff. It's all really cheap these days. But I've got an MP3 player in my bag, and I'm going to put it on for the first time in my life, and tune into the radio, and I'm going to go into HMV and have a look for a nice CD of Linda's for me.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much,
good
Clive.
Luck. Good luck, Clive. Thanks
Stay
for
out
calling.
of trouble, Clive.
Yeah.
Thank you very
for
much.
calling.
It's Clive Cash, Britain's worst bank robber. We are back with Linda Lewis after the break. 01983 822 002. If you want to email, it's alex.dyke@iwradio.co.uk. If you want to fax, 01983 821 690. But we prefer you to call 01983 822 002. This is you with Basement Jaxx?
Yeah.
All right.
I wrote it with them as well.
Oh, did you? Oh, they just didn't get you in to do a vocal. They said come and make music.
Yeah.
All right, okay. We'll listen to a little bit of this as we go into the break, and until the top of the hour, we've got the lovely Linda Lewis with us.
Isle of Wight music and half price records bring you the session.
A lot of
Dodgy
they're
geezers.
always like ducking and diving. And I think my mum went to school with the Crays or something. Oh no, was it the other lot? The people.
The Richardsons.
The Richardsons.
Yeah.
That's who. Yeah. So I've got a thing about that.
We were talking about that this morning.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
I remember I was at a party once with my mum, many years ago, my mum, with a load of villains there, and this guy said, oh yeah, I was a runner for the Richardsons. She said, well, how did that come about? I said, well, pretty much in those days when they said run, you ran.
Yeah.
They wanted you to do something, you didn't say no.
Right.
Yeah.
What's
I used to manage Jimmy Jones, the filthy comedian.
Yeah.
And he was often summoned by the Crays to actually go to work. He finished doing his work.
Yeah, they wanted him.
And it's like the end of the end of his week in Walthamstow. They would send a car, pick him up, go to Mile End. He'd have to do a show at the top in the showroom there. And before he left, they would give him £25, and he had to eat the Chinese meal. He was absolutely knackered. 4 o'clock in the morning. No, Jim, you eat the meal. Right? So sit down, eat the meal, then you can go home.
It was my first ambition.
Really? Getaway driver. Yeah.
I think we always had old bangers, and I fancied a Mark II Jag or something like that. You know, so.
Did you ever see that movie with Ryan O'Neill called The Driver when he was a getaway?
Yeah. I just wanted to sit there like revving the engine. Didn't want to do the robbery and frighten people.
Yeah.
I just imagine me, racing through London. I lived in Ealing. In a decent Jag or something like that.
Or like the what was that one where they had all the minis?
The Italian job.
Yeah. I love films about that. I mean, my favourite one is my favourite prison film is The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh yeah.
I can watch that over and over again. Always get enlightened by it. So.
Brutal American prisons.
Yeah.
Fun enough, a couple of years ago I was in the States and I ran out of petrol. I'm one of these idiots who thinks I'll take the car back empty. Anyway, one day I was chancing my arm and took it back empty, missed the flight, but I was waiting by the side of the road for about 3 hours. And a guy ran out of petrol behind me, or his car broke down. Black guy and his wife. And cut a long story short, they fixed their car and eventually stopped by me and said, are you okay, mate? And I said, no, I've been here 3 hours. I've met one of my youngest son with me. And they said, we'll take you and get you some petrol. Sort of real, amazing, kind people.
Yeah.
And they took me, and they'd been to see her son, who'd been jailed for murder, was with about 5 boys who killed someone robbing a petrol store. He hadn't fired the gun, but because he was with them, they get convicted. Life, no parole. And I think she was just telling me about this sort of 18 years of her son being in. It broke my heart. Not just because there were such nice people and this woman and her husband. Such a dreadful. He was right, exactly. So young, and we all know what it's like when you're. I've got a 19-year-old like you, and I know he's a good boy and all that. But you just think, my God, when we were young, it was a different world. I was, I used cars and all that.
Right, here we go, gang.